Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to my booktube channel. Today I'm going to be starting a very exciting reading vlog. I'm very excited to be doing this because I have been wanting to film this for a very long time. I just haven't. I don't know. As I'm sure you all know, the Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J Maas is so huge, and I have just heard about it so much that I have to see what's up, because I cannot look at like a single book content creator and not see them talk about it, I swear. So I have to give it a try. I love fantasy romance, so I feel like it's gonna be right up my alley and I am excited for that. So that is what I'm going to be doing in this vlog. Here is a warning though, this is going to have spoilers in it. I just feel like so many people have read at least the first book in this series that it's gonna be pretty safe to do spoilers. Plus, I just love talking about like everything that happens, so I hope you enjoy all of my thoughts and feelings and opinions on A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm only going to be reading the first one in this vlog because it's like a whole thing. I cannot read the whole series right now. It sounds like a lot, but I'm excited to be doing that. The only problem is I don't have the book yet. I was planning on just borrowing like a physical copy of it from my library because I could borrow it on ebook, but where's the fun in that? And I, was looking, and apparently it's like kind of popular or something, but I can't find it anywhere. Like, they're all checked out, so I guess I'm just gonna have to go buy it. So yeah, I'm gonna be starting off the vlog by going to Barnes & Noble, and if we're being honest, you're probably picking up the first 3 books in the series, because I feel like I'm really gonna like it. Also, I'm feeling impulsive, so I'm just gonna buy all of them. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what my thoughts are. I'm very excited to get into it. So let's go to Barnes & Noble. Also, just a side note, if you saw my tongue looking green in that last clip, it's because I just drank this matcha. Yeah, I was looking back at that. I was like, what? Why? I don't know. God, there's so many people here. Okay, so I am out of Barnes & Noble, and I did decide to pick up all 3 of them. I was trying to decide whether or not I really should pick up like most of this series without even reading the first one, but I was feeling impulsive, and I figured if I don't like the first one, then I can just return the second and third one, but hopefully I like it. I think it'll be fine. Love the colors of them also. Like, this pink is so pretty. I love it. So I had to. And I also like this green. I like all the colors really. Okay, so I've read a grand total of 1 chapter out of A Court of Thorns and Roses so far, and I'm kind of confused already, to be honest. First of all, I thought our main character was a fairy. What's her name? Feyre something. She just killed a wolf, which I'm gonna assume he's probably not dead, or it just has some big significance. I have a general idea of where the story goes. I think she gets kidnapped. But also, like, can fairies turn into wolves in this world? They got like were-fairies? No, wait, how's that work? Fairy wolves? I don't know. Some of the things that she was saying were kind of hinting that fairies could turn into wolves. And like, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I really don't know. Oh wait, I gotta stop reading the back of this book because I think I understand where this is going now. What I'm getting from the paragraph is that it was a werewolf or a were-fairy or whatever the hell it is, and he's gonna kidnap her. Or maybe she does kill the were-fairy and another were-fairy is gonna come and get his vengeance. Honestly though, I'm intrigued. Also, I really enjoy the writing in this. Like, just the way that she describes things and like the setting and stuff is really nice. So yeah, those are my thoughts after, 8 pages into this book. I'm on chapter 2 now. No, wait. I'm on chapter 3 now. And first of all, Feyre's family seems awful. I know they're going through hard times, but her sister seems like a piece of work. Her dad also seems like a piece of work, and obviously her mother's dead. Why would one of the parents not be dead? It's so cliche, but I'm honestly really enjoying it. I know I'm only like 20 pages in. Specifically though, Nesta seems like a piece of work. Like, she is so mean to Feyre for like maybe there's a reason, I don't know, their family drama, but she's trying her best. Like, I don't know, I don't usually sympathize that much with main characters of books, but I feel bad for her. Like, I'm on chapter 5 now, which is like page 42, and we're finally getting into it. Another were fairy. Maybe they're called Martax, maybe it's not a Martax. I don't know. We're gonna call them were fairies for now. Has shown up at Feyre's cottage and, you know, demanded that she come with him because she killed one of his friends or something. So obviously she's now going with him to Prythian. Based on these last couple of chapters, maybe Feyre is better off going to live in this were fairy's house. Honestly, it seems like she's working a thankless job here because her sisters don't appreciate her. Her dad is just like also not appreciating her. I mean, as she was leaving, he was like, don't return, you'll make a life for yourself, like that kind of thing. At least he realizes that she's too good for them, but still, we'll see how it goes. I'm very interested to see how the rest of this is gonna play out because I'm liking it so far. Very fairy tale-esque, which I get is the point. But it's really like I'm reading a fairy tale, and I'm into that because I haven't really read something with fae in a while, and I feel like those always have like a little, like that very magical, whimsical kind of feel to it. I wouldn't call this book whimsical, but you know what I mean. And I'm assuming the were fairy that came to steal her, essentially, is the main love interest. What is his name? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either Rysand, just back to me not knowing how to pronounce anything in fantasy books. I also decided to pick up the audiobook for this because I love a good audiobook, and I love reading the audiobook while I'm reading the book, but I can also like go do things while I'm listening to the audiobook. Very convenient. It also helps me because now I know how to pronounce people's names. We'll report back to you when I figure out how to pronounce the love interest name. I'll figure it out. Okay, so now that I've read more, I've learned that the person who kidnapped Feyre is Tamlin, who I've heard of, and I think I'm not supposed to trust this man. I don't know. I'm not sure though. I could just be making things up. But also the, whatever his name, Rysand, he's not here. Interested to see how he's gonna come into the story, because I really thought he was the guy that captured her, but I guess that would have been too easy, so. Okay, so I'm now on chapter 11. I feel like a couple of like big pieces of information have been dropped here. Well, maybe just one. I find it really interesting that there's like this blight on Prythian right now, and all of the fairies have like these masquerade masks stuck to their face, which is an interesting concept. I don't quite understand the point, but I think it'll be interesting to see how that like plays out. I don't know, like, are they gonna get their masks removed? Who knows? And then at the end of chapter 10, which is the last chapter that I just finished, Feyre is like looking out her window. I think she's waiting for Tamlin to get back, which I think she's kind of into this man, and I don't know how I feel about him. I think he is not to be trusted, but I don't know. I do like Lucian though. He's kind of funny, but not the point. She was like looking out her window and she sees this like figure stumbling in the garden, and it turns out it's her dad, which, why is this man stupid? This just seems like such a bad idea. Fritz is also hanging out. She hasn't been hanging out with me these last few days, but she's here now. So enjoy some Fritz footage. Okay, it's like 3 seconds later, but apparently she thinks she's gonna run away with her father, and I just think this is turning into an even worse idea. It is a few more seconds later, and it was not her father. It was, I don't know, probably the thing she encountered earlier. Some sort of fairy trick. Don't mind me. Alright, so I'm now on chapter 15, which is page 130. In these last couple chapters, Feyre has captured a Suriel, which I wasn't really sure why she was trying to capture this Suriel, but I'm assuming like now it was to get information about Tamlin. and she found out that he's actually the High Lord of the Spring Court, so I feel like that's important information to know. Although you kind of had to assume, because I mean, just hearing about like his house and the grounds around it, you had to know he was like some sort of nobility. That's just kind of all that's happened since I last updated you. So yeah, aside from that, I'm really still enjoying this book a lot. It's fun. I like the characters, which I'm kind of surprised by, because honestly, I kind of forgot that this was like adult fantasy and not YA fantasy, so the main character is not like absolutely insufferable, so that's fun too. And I didn't realize that this would be first person narration, but I don't mind it. Like typically I'm not a fan of first person POV, but like I still feel like it's written well and I'm enjoying it, so yeah. Okay, so it's a bit later. Me and my mom are going to lunch, and then we're also gonna go to Half Price Books because they're having a 20% off sale, so obviously I'm gonna go. I'm really hoping to pick up the holes that are in my Shadowhunters collection today. I know you're probably here just to watch me read Acotar, but there will be book shopping content. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so I just got back from, what's that place? Half Price Books, and I got some good stuff that I'm excited about. So first up, we have this little Tolkien mass market paperback of Smith of Wootton Major and Farmer Giles of Ham. They're like little, I don't know, fairy tale-esque stories. It's kind of like the Roverandom, which I love the Roverandom, so I think these are all, hang on, I borrowed a book from the library the other week, which these may be in. Yes, okay. So these are stories that are in the Tales from the Perilous Realm book, but I just really liked the mass market paperback design. Dragon is so cute on the cover. Anyway, I also picked up some nice hardbacks, which I'm excited about. So we have Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco, which I've been wanting to pick up for like the longest time, so I'm glad I finally have this. And then I also picked up The Bane Chronicles because I read this over the summer, I think, via audiobook, and I wanted to have the physical book because I'm working on my collection. I'm going to listen to more of Acotar via my audiobook while I figure out where I'm going to put these on my shelves. So yeah, we'll update you when I have more things to update you on. Okay, so I think I'm just about on chapter 17 now, which is page 140. She was in the forest learning stuff about Tamlin when she got like harassed by, I don't remember what they were called. Maybe it was the Nagas. I don't remember. But Tamlin came to the rescue, whatever, obviously. Her man, who's like not her man. But, and it's not gonna be her man. Not the point. But now she was like at dinner with Tamlin and Lucian, and apparently fairies can lie in this fae story, which I find interesting because like that's such a well accepted thing in a lot of fae literature that they can't lie. So I'm interested to know if that's actually true. It's just weird to me. Okay, so I've read a bit more and we're getting a little bit more background information about Lucian, and apparently he is the son of the High Lord of the Autumn Court, and he left because his dad like murdered his girlfriend, which is very aggressive and not what I was expecting. I literally read that, I was like, oh my god. But then he got back at his dad by murdering two of his brothers. So I mean, it's just a lot. I'm excited. Some handsome stranger has just saved Farah from being like accosted by these three fairies or whatever, and I think we all know who it is, and I'm excited. Like, I don't even know why I'm so excited, but I'm excited. I mean, it could not be him and then I'll just look like a clown, but I'm willing to take that risk because I really think it's him. I can't imagine that it's not, you know? have no update as to whether or not that handsome stranger was Rhys. So Feyre snuck off to this fairy rite thing that's happening, and apparently, I don't even know exactly what's happening. Tamlin is gonna like choose some fairy woman and they're gonna go like do it in a cave or something, and it helps fairy magic. I don't know. But Lucian like dragged her back to the manor, and he was like, no matter who comes knocking at the door tonight, don't answer it. Doesn't like, just don't do it. And you know, like something's gonna happen. It seems like so many things could go wrong. Okay, so I'm officially halfway through the book and I don't even remember what's happened since I last talked to you. So basically these last few chapters have just been kind of Tamlin and Feyre growing closer, and the thing is I kind of like Tamlin, but I think he like, I know they don't end up together, so he has to like betray her or like do something to her because he's not the love interest. So like I don't see how she would calmly, you know, remove him from the picture, so something has to be done about him, but I kind of like him. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, I'm so excited to see where the second half of this book goes. I just really want to meet Rhys. I'm having a really good time. I'm really enjoying it a lot. One of my predictions for the rest of the book, well, I still think that handsome man that rescued her from those fairies a little bit earlier was Rhys. Like, it has to be, right? There's no way it's not. I don't see why she would intro this character and then not do anything else with him, you know? You know? I don't know. Only time will tell. All right, guys, this is not a drill. It's finally time. The handsome man who saved Feyre from the 3 fairies at the... what was it again? I don't remember what the thing that they were at was, but he has shown up at the manor, and I'm so excited to see what happens, because now that he's here, I feel like a lot of things are going to be going down in this last part of the book. I'm just very excited. I can't wait to see what happens. I don't know what to think. I just read what chapter am I on? I just read chapter 26, which is like the first chapter that Rhys is like properly in, and he seems like an ass, and I'm kind of into it. So much drama. He called her mortal trash, and I was screaming. I was like, how does he come back from this? I'm just like, is it an act? Is he just actually an ass and she's also into that? I don't know. But I'm just so intrigued to see how their relationship develops. Like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I can just already tell. I'm so excited. Okay, hello all. It is the next day, and literally so many things happened in the last couple chapters that I've read of this book. I'm now on chapter 33, which is page 290. And like I said, so many things have happened. So I think the last thing that I was telling you about was that like Rhys showed up at the manor and he kind of threatened them. I don't remember, honestly. But a lot has happened in the chapters after that. Tamlin sent Feyre home because it was like too dangerous for her or something. Also, he sent her back with like a bunch of money and jewels, and like, I would not be unhappy about that. She went back, and her father and her sisters are now living in this like super lavish mansion because Tamlin set them up to like, you know, not be starving in a tiny cottage in the middle of the forest anymore. And he had glamored her family to forget like all of what had happened when he came to take her. But the glamour did not work on Nesta, which I find really interesting. I mean, it also makes sense because literally A Court of Silver Flames focuses on Nesta. I don't know much about that book, but I know it's about her. So I figure, you know, they're gonna learn about it at some point, so I'm not surprised that the glamour didn't work on her. So that happened. And then I don't exactly remember why, but she decided that she was gonna go back to Prythian and to Tamlin's mansion to, I don't know, help him out, which I don't see how she could help him out at all, but whatever works. So she trekked back through Fairy, found the manor, but there's nobody there. It looks like there was this huge fight. There's blood on the ground. Everything is like broken. So she's looking around the mansion, and then she spots Alice, who is one of the servants that was there the whole time that Feyre was there. And obviously Alice goes into telling her the whole story about why Tamlin is here, what happened, who this big bad she-fairy is that's like ruling over everybody's lives basically. And it turns out this fairy's name is Amarantha, and she like infiltrated the entirety of Prythian or something. She's from like a different fairy land, and she has like won over all of these high lords. She's now basically the one controlling everything, but back like in the day, she set a curse on Tamlin, and he had like 7 times 7 years to make a mortal fall in love with him. But the mortal had to hate fairies, so there wasn't a chance that he could like actually fulfill this curse. And obviously Feyre was gonna be the one to break the curse. And literally as she was leaving the manor the first time, Tamlin told her that he loved her, and she was like, in her mind, she was like, I should have said it back, but I just couldn't, or like something like that. And just the fact that she was that close to breaking the curse, very interesting. Love that. But now, for some reason, she is going to set out to go under the mountain, which I guess is where Amarantha resides right now, and that's where she took Tamlin. This is getting very bright. And that's where she took Tamlin, and I guess that's where Lucien is as well. So I don't exactly know what she's hoping to accomplish here, because even Alice told her that no human who goes under the mountain has ever come out. But she's confident in her abilities. I guess I'm also confident in her abilities. I'm interested to see what happens. I hope that made sense. I read all of this last night and I was like freaking out. I was like, what? There's so many things going on, so much information being revealed, but it was too dark in my room and the lighting was terrible. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to remember this tomorrow morning. So I hope I did it justice. Really hope I can finish this today. That's the goal. I'm honestly really excited to keep reading this series. Like, I'm glad I bought all 3 of them. Have deemed that a good investment on my part, because I just have to know where this is going. Okay, so many things are happening right now. She met Amarantha under the hill. Tamlin was sitting next to her, obviously, but he was betraying like none of his emotions. She's still convinced he's in love with her. I'm still interested to see how their relationship is gonna play out, because what happens? I don't know. But she has made a deal with Amarantha, which seems like a terrible idea. Even Alice told her, like, don't make any deal with the Fae unless you like absolutely have to. But she was like, no, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I guess she probably would have died if she hadn't made the deal, but like still seems like a bad idea. But she has to like complete 3 tasks or answer this riddle or something, and then she can take Tamlin and the rest of the Spring Court with her. I still want to know where Lucien is though. I really liked him too. Yeah, she has to like live under the mountain for the next 3 months, because all of these tasks are taking place on like the full moon or something of each month, which literally such a fairy thing to do. I feel like there's not that much of this book left, so I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like going into this book with like minimal knowledge but still some knowledge of what's going on is just frustrating, because I'm like, how do we get from point A to point B? I don't know. I thought I would know at this point in the book, but I don't, so I just don't know. Also, at the end of the chapter that I just read, they're like beating the crap out of her. She was like, I can feel my bones crunching, every bone in my body is breaking, and I'm like, girl, are you okay? How are you gonna survive this? All right, so she just like got through her first task where she was trying to run away from this giant worm, and the only thing I could imagine, oh, it's not even funny. The only thing I could imagine her running away from was the Alaskan bullworm from that SpongeBob episode. She killed the worm, good for her. And apparently a lot of fairies were like betting on it, and a bunch of people were betting that she would die in the first minute or like the first 5 minutes, but only one person bet that she would win, and I am putting it out there. It was Rhysand. Will I look like a clown? Only time will tell. Not shocking at all, but I was correct. Okay, so in this last chapter, we have found out that all of the High Lords can actually like turn into some sort of animal, and apparently Rhys can turn into a bat, kind of, which is honestly really sick. Like, that's kind of cool. I've seen the art of this before, but I like didn't connect it, so I was like, oh, interesting. This last part of the book I am enjoying so much. I love seeing Feyre and Rhys like interact. It's so entertaining. I just love it. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. I'm on chapter 39 now, so I have like 60 pages left to go, so definitely gonna be finishing it today. I'm excited to see how this book wraps up. Okay, I have 30 pages of this book left, and she is on her last task where she has to like kill these 3 innocent fairies, and she's killed the first 2, but I just know something's gonna be up with this 3rd one, and I don't know. I literally have no idea. Oh, what a cop-out. You know, I should have seen that coming though. Wait, did she actually kill him? Could you imagine? I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Apparently, okay, so like Tamlin, she was supposed to stab him or whatever, but apparently his heart is like stone, so the blade didn't that was for Tizir. The blade didn't like completely go through him, so like obviously she was gonna stab him, but she like figured it out, which honestly I don't see how she could have figured all this out in the span of like a minute, but whatever. I don't know where I was going with that actually. This was not what I was expecting from this book. I don't know. I gotta finish this. I'm on chapter 44 also. 20 pages left, I think, so I'm sorry, I cannot deal with how corny this is. The answer to the riddle that was like, Feyre could either do these 3 tasks to free Tamlin, or she could answer this riddle. The answer to the riddle is love, and I'm just screaming. It's so cheesy, but honestly, I expected nothing less from this book. I think I'm 2 chapters away from finishing. I have about 10 pages left, so I'm gonna finish this and then I'll talk to you then. Hold on now. Oh, wow. Okay, I haven't even fully read the chapter, but my eyes like looked down a bit and I was like, oh, like based on just things I've seen about it, I thought Feyre was like a fae already, but I dismissed it when I was like, oh yeah, she's immortal. I probably just saw something wrong. I don't know. But apparently now she is a fae, whatever, and I just, what is this? Can people just turn into high fae? I don't know. This is an interesting turn of events. I was not expecting this. Anyway, now I'm actually gonna finish it and I'll let you know my thoughts in a minute. Alright guys, it's a couple days later and I'm here to wrap up my thoughts on A Court of Thorns and Roses. So, no surprise, I'm sure you have garnered from the last like 30 minutes. This vlog is so long and I don't even know how, that I have been immensely enjoying A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's so fast-paced and entertaining and I just really liked it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars, but I could definitely see giving some other books in the series a 5 stars if they like build on this, because I love the characters. Honestly, I went into it thinking I was very much gonna dislike Feyre, but I kind of love her. Like, she is a strong-willed woman and I respect her for it. Just this last, like, I don't know, chunk of 130 pages or so, literally so much happened. When she got to the Amarantha's court and they were talking about the 3 tasks and whatnot, I was like, how is she gonna fit this into, you know, this few pages right here without it being like super rushed and like awkward? I don't know, but she did such a good job of it. I feel like she spent the right amount of time talking about certain things, but she didn't like dally. Do people say dally anymore? I also really enjoyed seeing Feyre and Rhys not really grow closer, I wouldn't say, because, you know, she still kind of hates him. I'm just so excited to see how their relationship continues to develop over the series, because I can already tell you I love them. Rhys is honestly the worst, but I also really love him, so I'm very excited for that. So yeah, generally it was just really good. I loved the writing. The way she describes things is just so atmospheric and you can really picture things and feel like you're there, which I absolutely adore. I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like this video is so long, and the only thing you need to know is that I will be continuing the series. So Yes, that was my vlog for Acotar. I've actually already started reading A Quarter of Mist and Fury, and I'm like 200 pages into it, and it's so good. So there's my mini review. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know down below. What's your favorite book in the Acotar series? Obviously, I haven't read them yet, but I would like to know if you have read all of them, which one is your favorite. By default, this one is mine. So like and subscribe, and if you want to see more like dedicated reading vlogs, please let me know, because I think they're fun and I'd like to know what you think. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.